This review is for Joe Parker of loveyouandme.co.nz. Joe, thank you for giving me the opportunity to review your website. I'll go through the things that I think you've done really well, and then I'll offer a few suggestions. So the very first thing I wanted to say that I really like the simple, clean layout of your website. You have really good navigation, and I particularly like this take action button. And I can also see that it's mobile responsive. So as soon as I reduce the size of the screen, it changes the navigation into a mobile navigation. So that's really important. We know then that people will be able to easily view it on their mobile phones. I also like your Instagram feed down the bottom. It just adds a little bit more color to the website, and I think if you can just add a few more, just so that this one's not looking a little bit lonely, but just make it all even. But it's really good that you've got it, and you've also got links to your social media profiles. I didn't have a look at them, so I'm hoping that you keep them up to date, because if you don't, they can potentially make your business look stale and out of date. What I also like, which a lot of people don't do, is that you have included prices for your services under coaching prices, and you outline what people get and how long it takes. So really good. And the other thing which is important is the length of the time, the cost, and obviously the description. Your contact page, let me just go to that. It has business hours. Again, so many people don't put that in. You've got your phone number and also an email, so that people have a number of ways to contact you. So that's really well done. You could also include a form here if you wanted to, especially if you wanted to find out a little bit more information about your visitors before they contact you. So that's also an option. Not necessary. You've got, as I said, you've got phone number and email address, and so that's sufficient. I also noticed that your website is secure, which is really good. Google is now marking websites that are secure or not secure, and if it says not secure, people are starting to get nervous and they may not go anywhere on your website. So well done on securing your website. Um, and the fact that you also have a blog, which is that's really good. That's a great tool to have for search engines as well as your visitors. Search engines love fresh content, so just make sure that you keep it up to date. I noticed that your latest post is from June, so at least once a month, ideally weekly, or a couple of times a week, but if not, at least monthly. And I'm not sure whether you include them in different categories. So what I would suggest with your blog, I would make this the blog feed page. So maybe only include a paragraph from each blog, and then people can click to the actual article, and that will allow people to scroll through all the different articles you have, and then also the different categories I would include on the website, so that if people are interested in a particular topic, they can just go to that. Now, in terms of things that I would suggest that you improve, your logo is kind of a little bit lost. And it's difficult to read. So to me, it doesn't reflect what you do in business. So I would probably have that redesigned and make it a lot more relevant to your business. I would also suggest that you highlight your customers' pain points and then address them with a solution, obviously solution of the services that you offer. You know, pain points are usually highlighted if you like with a question: are you facing or are you challenged by that sort of thing? And then offer the suggestion for your service. Now, you don't have a lot of information on the home page, which means the search engines won't really be able to index what it is that you do. So I would include a brief description of your services, maybe underneath these images. I mean, they're pretty images, but really yeah, they don't really add a lot to your website. So I would maybe highlight the main services that you offer. You can just briefly outline them either on top of the image or underneath the image, just so that people know immediately when they arrive on your website what it is that you do and what it is that you offer. I got a little bit confused. So you've got a page here called What We Do and Coaching Services. And I actually think that the information that you've got under What We Do, you should have that under the coaching services. So I would take all of that text and put it under coaching services, because when I go to the coaching services, it just has a form, so it kind of doesn't make sense as a user. It doesn't make sense. And then you've got quite a lot of information in the navigation bar. Perhaps if you put the prices with each service, that will just make it more relevant. And then when I I'm meant to go to What We Do. So if you have a price with each service, and then also call to action, so book here or contact us, or whatever's relevant to each service, just so that people know what to do next when they're on that particular page. Now, when people book, I would include cost of each session in the description and collect payments ahead of time. People tend to be a little bit more committed when they leave their money on the table, so to speak. Now, your workshops. I would recommend that you include information about the top types of workshops that you can run. Don't leave it up to the customers to kind of decide about what it is that you might want to be able to run a workshop on. Be very specific with what types of workshops you offer, for how many people, and the cost. So you tell people what it is that you offer, instead of the other way around. And again, have a booking system so that they can book there and then. Other pages that I would include: frequently asked questions, resources and links, testimonials, and case studies. Particularly the last two, they go to your credibility. So those are very important pages. And since customers generally won't buy from you on their first visit, I would capture their email details. So you can do a free downloadable report, or you can send them to a webinar, or if you've got a mini masterclass or a checklist or anything like that, that will help them, that has high perceived value, but it doesn't cost you much to add. So perhaps have a pop-up or an inline form, so you can collect people's email addresses and then stay in touch with them. So that's all that I've got for you today. Thank you for the opportunity to review your website. If you would like a more comprehensive website audit, please get in touch with me. Thank you.